This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. During tax season, your personal info travels to a lot of places. Between payroll, your tax consultant, and the IRS. If your W-2 gets exposed, that's just the ticket for identity thieves. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
In that cash talk, walk in the booth like Naomi on the catwalk, and tell them bitches whoop whoop from the Jaguar. It ain't even right though. Push me and I might go. She ain't getting money. I'm like, what the fuck the hype for? When them bitches bite flow, make my appetite go poof, gone. Voila, magic, looking mad good just to pull up on them rampant.
Welcome back to another episode of Unhinged Immoral. I am tired.
I am Jamila. Welcome back. Another week. Another episode, more trips, more life.
I was trying to think of what he said after the More Life intro.
You know, I don't know.
It's been a decade at this point. That shit came out in like 2016. So
yeah, I don't remember any of that.
That's like scary to me. Up until I would say Certified Lover Boy, I can remember every single point of what I was doing for Drake's like albums.
Well, you were.
Because I was Aubrey's Angels really bad. Not even when he made the Oons Oons.
Oh, I
Vacation
hated
in
that.
the Beats of Music.
The rip-off Renaissance.
Homa hanging off my neck. The breaks and mashes the set. Brother, they go down over the back and forth. What does that?
I see you liked it.
I loved it. It was a great album.
Oh, it just wasn't my flavor. I don't care.
Yeah, I like legitimately tapped like, and that when he was on tour for that with was it 21 Savage, that album it's not that I didn't listen to it, but it just wasn't one of my favorites. And that's a tour that me and Sabrina tried to go to. Mm-hmm. And he kept, we were going to go to the show in New Orleans. He rescheduled it like 4 times, no exaggeration. And it got to the point where it was actually ridiculous. It was like, actually, give me my money back, Aubrey.
Yeah,
I don't think you're going to come.
He didn't give it in.
He didn't give a fuck, honestly. So it was like that was going on. And then in the midst of that, that's when he was being super weird to Megan. And I was like, it's been a rough like 15 years.
I think I'm gonna bow out.
I think I'm gonna sit the fuck down.
Yeah, it just kind of be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that. Like you'd be like, I really value you, but I can't do this anymore.
I do love some of your music,
however, comma.
Yeah.
So now with everything else, and like this last album, I like the song that makes me feel like I'm one of the Peanuts in the Proud Family movie. Dancing, which one? I think that's
like Black House Music.
Yeah, I think it's Nokia. I think it's what it's called.
Oh, you talking about his music specifically? Yeah. So I actually listened to the full song and I realized I don't like the whole song. So
okay.
But the snippet on TikTok, I like that.
Okay.
Thanks TikTok for
just the snippet, I guess.
Yeah, it was cute though.
I don't know which camera to look at.
We're supposed to look at each other.
Oh.
Hi.
Oh. You see, I've been trying.
We're in person now.
I've been trying to. I've been trying to look into my.
You're
camera.
Like being awkward and look. I'm like, hello.
Because I'm trying to. So when we're not in person, y'all are always like, look into your camera, look into your camera.
And now is the day you want to try to look into the camera.
Well, I always if you haven't noticed, guys, I've been trying to look more into the camera lately.
You've been trying.
I really have.
Yeah.
I think the effort is obvious.
The effort has definitely been shown.
Thank you
for sure. Sometimes the eyes start to wander.
To the side, to your laptop, but then I bring it back.
Yeah, I think since we're in person, I'm going to be giving office teas. If I make a point, boom.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
Oh, like Jim, like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. You know, I love The Office.
Exactly.
I have all their fucking stickers and Shoot Farms on my laptop.
That's just the vibe I'm trying to give.
If you were any character on The Office, who would it be? This is very millennial of us, but I have to ask.
Michael.
That's accurate.
I am Michael. I identify with him so much. I love him. He's my favorite.
Okay.
And I'm so him.
I see a lot of myself in Dwight.
Yeah. Really?
Just little pieces.
What pieces?
I just don't like how Jim be playing with him. I really don't. And I feel like...
But you're not that excited about everything.
I'm not.
You're more so like...
But on the inside.
Yeah.
But on the inside.
You have your California like dry tone, like, so I did this thing the other day.
Yeah, but I'd be excited. Like, but on my inside, that's what I feel on the inside. Even though it's like comes out like, that's how passionate I am.
It's just things. Like, how do you guys stay right here in this pocket like all day long?
Well, I don't sound like that.
I'll be like, it really is a California thing for it just to kind of fry.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't even smoke like that.
You do.
You smoke way more than me.
No, fry. Vocal fry.
Oh, the vocal. Girl, I was like, what the hell are we talking about? Weed?
No. Are you high?
I did take an edible last night.
Okay.
So maybe that's why I was so tired.
Yeah, possibly.
You see my office?
What can I say?
What can I say? Yo, I took an edible and had the craziest church kid memory unlocked. I have to play this for y'all. I haven't heard this song. And when I say, I swear to you, I have not heard this song in 15 years. And this used to be my favorite church song. And when I say the ancestors used to sing it through me, because there's no way I should have been 8 years old and so passionate about this song, I have to play this.
And so were you dreaming about the song?
No, I was scrolling on TikTok. And some with it, like, for whatever reason, this is like a trending sound. Like, it's becoming a trend. It's so weird, but it's like has nothing to do with the song. This is an old Negro spiritual.
Okay.
But if you grew up in like a small, like Black Baptist Kojic church, this is what the elders sang.
Is it "I'm a soldier in the army of the Lord"?
That's a bop too, but no.
I'll be buried in my grave. That's an old one.
Home to my Lord and be free.
Old. That's literally a slave song.
I have not thought about this song.
Why is that trending on TikTok? And I know there's white kids singing it. Y'all ain't even supposed to know that exists.
It's supposed to be like
they sing that at people's funeral. When they used to have it in a box, like when they didn't have real caskets and they just had that box hammered.
We used to sing this every song at church. And now y'all sing jeans and beanies church music. And that's why I can't get behind it, because I like the shit like that. No, I was like 8 years old singing that.
I bet you were.
And I just feel like it was the ancestors, because I used to go, and before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave.
Yeah, they was jumping off them ships. Would you have jumped? Or would you have just said, let me see where they take me?
Yeah, I would have seen.
I would have had to see. I would have had to see where the ship go.
I respect everyone who jumped. Like,
I'd be like, nah. I just want to see what's on.
I just want to see what's going on. And then also, I'm afraid of like violent demise.
Yes.
I would have done the thing like taking a poison or something like one of those. I don't want to.
I would have probably died on that ship from claustrophobia, because I'm extremely
honestly that. Oh, no, like in all seriousness.
I would have been up out of there.
Because that little aluminum foil plane I was on coming here, which, no, I'm going Southwest on the way back, was like, I was a bit uncomfortable. So I can only imagine. I can't, honestly.
I would have had to see what a boat lift. And I'd have been like, well, what all we got to do? Then I'd be like, oh, y'all beating us? I'm going to have to leave in the morning. Who want to come with me? I would have for sure tried to get out.
Yeah. So mind you, I'm on your couch in the air, like zooted. I'm near sleep, and I'm just trying to scroll to the end till it's like, okay, I can't scroll anymore. That comes up, and it freaks me out because I haven't heard that song in like fucking 15.
Thought she was going to be about it.
I know. I was just like, oh my God. And like just all these memories of like sinking next to my grandparents and shit was like, I was like, this is crazy. Anyway, love that song. And let's get back to our roots, Black people. Jeans and beanies in the churches. Crazy.
Back to the question I asked 30 minutes ago. So we just left Mobile for Mardi Gras
in Mobile.
So this was like your, second or third time coming to Mobile?
Probably my fourth.
No way, it's been 4 times.
Yeah. Because you're not accounting for the times I went in college. And then also, this is my second time in adulthood.
When did we go in college? Well, I know we went the one time when my cousin had the white baby mama. So that was one. Then we had the second time when we
get out of here.
Then we had the second time, which is when we had ended up driving to Pensacola when we went to go see Autumn. And then this would be the third time you came. I don't think you came another time. I think you're thinking of Atlanta.
I might be thinking of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm thinking of when I saw, because I'm thinking of, I'm measuring it by when I see your aunts, and I have seen them in Texas. So maybe that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was this your first Mardi Gras in general?
This was my first Mardi Gras in Mobile.
Okay, so you've been to New Orleans Mardi Gras before?
Not in like an adult way, in like a passing through way.
What does that mean?
Like we had a layover for a day and we went outside, and it wasn't like what we did.
Okay. So you didn't
like,
really get the full.
No,
like,
it was just
experience.
like a layover, like a day layover, and it's like, okay, let's go out to eat or something, and then
it just so happened to be.
It just happened to be during Mardi Gras.
That's actually a finesse because Lord knows
it really was a finesse, but again, since we had a flight in the morning, we couldn't really
do too much.
So we really just like went. I don't even think we went to Bourbon Street.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have.
But we wouldn't have been able to like get out or anything.
Yeah.
It would have been like an all night affair. We literally just went, and I don't even know where we went. This was before I was like familiar with New Orleans, like at the level that I am now. So I wouldn't be able to tell you where we went. But even the little place we went to was still rocking. That was the thing. It was still rocking.
When was this? Like what year?
Probably like 17 or 18. The years are, the fact that we're finna be 29, fucking ill. Also, my 20s are starting to bleed together. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It'd be like, what year was that?
At one.
That was when I was
back
another. Back in 2016, summer 16.
Everything sounds so far away, but so close together at the same time.
Like someone said when they said, every time they bring up summer 16 or something like a song that more so of that era, like work, and I'm like, this was like almost 10 years ago. I can't. Yeah, because I literally remember the first time I heard work. I was in my apartment in college, and I like, oh, this is a fucking bop.
I like this.
I liked it. No, you know how like you listen to a song?
Yeah.
You know how some songs
I feel
have
wagwan.
to
I feel wagwan.
Wagwan, brother. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know how some songs have to grow on you? Mm-hmm. That shit was a hit off. It was like hit like grits instantly. I heard it and I was like, ooh. Like, was it Monique the lady in the subway?
No, literally. It was definitely an immediate hit. I think all the songs were immediate hits on that. Honestly, I think we were just also just outside. We were just ready to hear all the things.
We were just pressed. And you know what the other thing is? I was literally thinking about this when we were standing in the club in Mobile. How the younger girls in the club, I feel like we looked like we were irritated. And I really wasn't. That's why, like, especially when my drink hit, I was trying to look less irritated. Because even though I was like, this is not hitting, but I was like, look at how fun the young girls are having. Like, look at how excited they are to be here. And I was like, I remember when we were like, so we're trying to get into the club in Mobile. It's packed out. We're not, and Jamila and I aren't, I won't say clout chasers, but we don't really be being like, oh, I'm from.
I just feel like I'm just.
Well, I live in Houston, so people do that. People definitely even.
No, I've seen people do that, and it's just like, I am not about to go up to somebody's door and be like, I'm Jamila.
Do you know
Bell.
who I am?
You better. Because they're going to be like, who? And then I'll be looking stupid.
Right.
Hell no. I don't think I'll ever actually be on that. And I feel like it hits more when they just come and grab you like they did. That's
like they did. So we're standing in line. And in the midst of us standing in line, when I say like 15 clearly girls under 23 were like cutting us. And it was the way Jamila and I were saying there like some teachers. All right, go ahead, baby.
Go ahead, baby.
The
line ain't moving. Go ahead and
feel free if you want to.
You go ahead and jump, baby. I'm not.
And you could tell like when they thought they was doing something, and then the girl just happened to like come and be like,
"Why are y'all standing here? Come on!" And they grabbed our arms and took us.
And it was
inside.
the way they looked, and I just said, "Bye, babies.
Bye, see you inside."
Just here, learn the lesson. They ain't never got to do too much.
I was like, wow. And it was, I don't know, it was kind of like heartwarming since we were in Mobile. Because it's like, you know,
you're like so from here.
Well, no.
Well, your people are.
Yes. It's a difference.
It is a difference. But I'm saying like.
But I love Mobile.
You're so familiar with Mobile.
Yes, I feel like
even that downtown strip, we were just talking about how when we had rode scooters. Well, we weren't riding scooters. Your parents were riding scooters that one time we came.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, you know, I would say I kind of have grown up ish in Mobile because I was there for so many summers. I've I've been there so many times. Like it does kind of feel like a second home. It feels so familiar to me.
Yeah.
That it's like, this is kind of like home as well. And so having that was pretty cool. And it was funny, some of the girls who were coming up to us and saying like, oh, so glad to see y'all, da, da, da. And then they'd be like, why are you here? And it's like, that's so funny. I never thought I would be asked, am I in this city? Because like, I'm so like this, nobody ever even knows about that city, but I guess I understand they're thinking like nobody really does know about Mobile in that way, especially if you're not from the South or if you're not from Alabama.
I always knew about Mobile because no. Montgomery is To Kill a Mockingbird, I believe. Mm-hmm. But it's like the setting of like a historical book that I read.
Oh, it's a lot of really interesting historical
I was going to say
things.
because it's where the last slave ships were dropped. The last slaves came through. Like, it's a historical city.
There's
and I can't remember.
There.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ties to the military as well.
Yo, I had the Mobile historian as my I took a video of him. I'm not going to show that one to y'all. But he was telling me all about Joe Kane and all the things. But yeah, it's not surprising that Mobile, like I've heard of it before I met you.
Yeah, whenever I tell people like my dad is from Mobile, they'll be like, "Where's that?"
The deep South.
It's always like you would just. But again, the people from the Gulf area, that Gulf Coast, everybody in the Gulf Coast knows what Mobile is because it's a very prominent city. It's a very prominent Black city too.
Yeah,
Black as hell. However, my God, as many times as I have been in Mobile, I have never in my life seen that many white people on the other side of downtown. I was gagged, truly.
Well, we did walk through Cocker.
It was, but I've never in my life seen that many white people in Mobile. Yeah. I said, where the hell do y'all live? They must have came from Pensacola or something, because I was like, y'all live here? What part of town y'all stay in? Can't be Tomerville. Can't be Pritchard.
They were talking about Pritchard, and Uncle Ronnie was talking about Pritchard. Pritchard, y'all fucking up them water funds. We done heard of all the Mobile tea.
I was going to say, my uncle was giving us all the tea. Yes.
They done fucked up the water in Pritchard. Then people got $1,000 water bills. They done ran off with the money.
A miss.
I wanted to say that in the comments.
Real like, country, old school country bullshit. I tried
to They said, y'all coming to Pritchard? I said, y'all ain't got no damn water. According to Uncle Ronnie.
Next time though, I'm gonna go to the Pritchard Parade. I've heard so many good things, and I like.
So I don't know if you were. I don't know if that was happening in your comments. The New Orleans and the Mobile was beefing in my comments, child.
Yeah, I had made a video. I think the video I had made when I was basically saying like, oh, I'm heading to Mobile for Mardi Gras, something like that. I had a lot of people saying, why are you going there? Come to New Orleans. I'm like, no. What do you mean? Why am I coming here? Why y'all asking that like that? Like that was just y'all acting like I said I'm going to Oakland for Mardi Gras. I said let me look into the camera and say this. Mobile, Alabama is the birthplace of Mardi Gras.
No, you gonna bring him in the comments on
that's
this
all.
Like,
and y'all know that. That's like we don't give a damn. It's still ain't NOLA. Well, baby, nobody said it was NOLA. We just said it was the birthplace. So ask me why I went to Mobile.
A lady on Twitter in NOLA with a big fat white ass. Now I don't know if she was light skinned or white, but I know her yeast infection is going to be.
Oh, baby, that pool's finna burn
because she let a man stick. First of all,
they threw a cake on top of that ass.
I got 17 miles of ass crack. She had 37. First of all, I'm not mad at it. That's a lot of ass, but that's a lot of cake and a lot of fingers. Why would you let someone stick their finger in your ass? I did not see that. I didn't see anything like that in Mobile.
Oh no.
That's what my Uber driver said. We don't do that here in Mobile. That wouldn't have been allowed.
We're gonna take a break. And we're back.
It was a good time though. Did you have fun?
I had a lot of fun.
What do you think of Mobile as a city?
I mean, this was like not my first time there, so it wasn't like I was shocked. Obviously, seeing you get lobbed in the head with a box of moon pies was a bit shocking.
Yeah,
but
not my first time.
Yeah, no, I mean, you seemed like a vetted pro at that.
Yeah,
but I realized I don't like moon pies,
which is a take.
It is. I mean, I was really excited to eat. I just didn't like it. I don't know. That was my first time having it. I don't know what I thought it was. It's like a cookie in between.
It's marshmallow. It's kind of like a s'more.
I don't like marshmallows.
Well, there you go.
There we go. I'm not a marshmallow girly.
Mm.
I'm not a s'more lady.
Do you guys like moon pies? Let us know.
I don't even think y'all like moon pies.
I've never actually seen a moon pie outside of Mobile.
I was going to say, and I've heard of moon pies. I've never physically seen a moon pie.
For New Year's Eve, they do a moon pie drop.
Y'all are not eating that many moon pies.
Mobile has to be like the national city of moon pies, I'm sure.
Because the thing about it is, moon pies, they just can't be this relevant. Like, I feel like
they
moon
are
pies,
in Mobile. Like,
I know, but I'm saying like
yeah.
moon pies are probably like the candy, like the sweet treat of the 60s. And that's what it gives. Like, you know, we're just in a time capsule here.
I'm so glad I got some home because I literally only get them when I'm in Mobile.
I mean,
like,
I'm glad that it's nostalgic for you. I'm not a moon. I just want to, I will probably dress as a moon pie next time I go.
What does that mean?
I want to have a moon pie costume. I'm serious.
What?
I saw a lady in a moon pie jersey and I was like, that's good.
As in you want to be like round?
No, I'm going to make a moon pie costume.
Like the shirt's going to have moon pies on it.
Possibly, or I will physically be an actual moon pie. I can get cardboard and styrofoam and make the costume.
You're not walking with me in the streets with that.
Why? It would be so fun and people would know exactly what I was.
You just too much space. You saw how many people it was out there. You want to get a big ass moon pie box and walk around.
Well, I could
with
be a
it.
box. I would be a thinner. I was thinking like a round moon pie, but I could be a box. That'd be easier.
You dress like that, you need to be on somebody's float.
Maybe. Like I would
We could have been on a float yesterday, but we left early, so.
Well.
That was the Black Parade yesterday too.
Darn.
Yeah.
We had to get back to record and we had so much to do this week. We had to get back
to do so many things. I had to think. I had to be away from crowds. I needed to pack. I needed to decompress. I needed to get my hair done. My God, I had so many things to do.
Plus, Jamila drove, and then when we get to Houston on Wednesday, I'm driving.
Which I am scared of.
Why?
You're just a new driver, you know? Like I've been driving since I was 15.
Okay, and we got our licenses 10 years apart.
Right. You said that like that was 5
because
months.
We're about to be 29. It's been like 5 years or 4 years at this point.
That's new, baby.
I mean, I've only gotten 2 tickets.
And you can tell when you're in the car with a new driver just based off of their mannerisms, the way you touch things. I'm like, oh, she's still new. And I just have to clench and look out the window like, please.
The only thing that I think gives me a little bit more less new driver vibe is the fact that I did learn how to drive in Texas. Because driving in other states, at least driving in California, my mom was like, you're a very defensive driver. You're an aggressive driver. I was like, thank you. You have to be driving.
You thought that was a good thing?
Well, I don't mind playing chicken. You're going to fucking let me in this lane. And if you drive in Houston, you know how to do that. You have to do that. You know, you're gonna get bitched every fucking day on the road.
And that's why I'm scared.
Wow. So shout out to 610 and 288.
Just please keep both hands on the wheel.
You remember in Clueless when Stacey Dash learned how to drive and they get on the highway and it's like, ah! She's like screaming. No shit, that was literally me the first time I got on the highway. Because I was obviously in the car by myself and I was grown and there was no one in there with me. I was just fucking vibing. That shit was very scary.
Yeah,
I was driving
but
for
luckily
a year.
It's a short-ish distance.
3.5 hours isn't that short. It's a straight shot.
Well, don't make me more scared.
I mean, it's not. I think it's just flat. It's no hills or nothing like that.
Now, what that got to do with anything? You can't drive on a hill?
I wouldn't want to drive on a hill.
Oh, Mecca, please!
Whenever we go to San Francisco to take my dad to the doctor, Darrington has to drive.
See, you still scared of shit.
I don't want to drive up hills, and I don't like that in general. No, I'm not a fan of that. Even when someone else is driving, I don't like that. I don't like that feeling.
Well, San Francisco hills are a little bit different.
I was gonna say that's like going literally like vertically.
When we were there for like 24 hours, and we stood on the bottom of that street, and I looked up, and the street looked like it was like this. I said,
that shit is crazy.
I'm just thinking about riding a bike down there.
Everyone in the Bay learns how to drive because if you can drive in San Francisco, you can drive anywhere.
Do they have to have a special type of gear to get up that hill? I don't think
you have to
but
the thing is you literally have to know so it's a different type of driving. You have to know the gears of your car.
I don't do gears.
And when you drive, like when you park, you got to know to emergency brake and turn the wheels left or right depending on if you're parking up or down. There's hella rules. That's why I'm like, bitch, I'm not fucking. And see, I don't live in California. I didn't learn how to drive in California, so I don't be in San Francisco enough to know how to drive out there.
Yeah, San Fran gonna have to miss me with that. I'm gonna have to get on that bus or something.
I mean, you can drive into
them little Charlie things. What they call?
Well, you can get on Charlie, or you can get the BART, which is like the subway out there.
Yeah, I ain't doing all that whipping and woven. Hell no.
I dare to drive this motherfucking car. I'm not doing this.
I'll be scared to drive with Darrington too, just because he's cuckoo.
Well, he is,
and I feel like he'd be like, yeah. And I'll be like, oh.
That nigga definitely do be.
Yeah, I already know.
But he's a sufficient driver. He definitely drives like a boy.
And that I don't like boys.
Like you gonna get there, you gonna be like,
drive.
Isn't this supposed to be 3 hours? It's been 2 hours and 10 minutes.
It's very scary. Have you ever been inside of a car with a nigga? Now, I fair warning, this is abuse. However, have you ever been inside a car with a nigga, y'all just got an argument, and that nigga drive like y'all finna drive off a cliff? Scariest shit ever. You just be like,
no.
Oh, just me?
No.
Oh.
My ex didn't know.
Mm.
Our arguments were always pretty stationary. And in the car, I am definitely a drama queen when it comes to art. Because the thing is, I don't like to argue. Like, contrary to, even though I'm a very excitable person, and I'm on 10 with like joy. Like when it comes to arguments, I get very quiet. So like that never happened because if we were in an argument, I'd be in the car like silent as fuck. Like I'm one of them.
Yeah, no. So I've been in, like I said, it is abusive.
Yeah, that's scary.
It is very
I'd be
scary.
like, slow down.
Oh, I don't say a bitch ass thing because please, I say something, I feel like gonna open the door. Let me just. You start to disassociate. Nigga be driving off fast. You be, head be hitting the goddamn window because they turn it so goddamn fast. Bow! And you got to just stare outside and disassociate like.
I began to pass out.
And it's really not funny, but.
I had a praying grandmother.
I know somebody out there could relate.
I sure as a fuck can't, bitch. I used to be like, don't say a bitch ass thing to me right now.
Yeah, I'm not an arguer.
We're going to take a break. And we're back.
I love moon pies.
Classic.
I think they're perfect. They're perfect.
You have
little
taste.
Snack.
Are there moon pies outside of Alabama?
Do they sell them in Cali?
Yeah, they do. I've had
I ain't never seen a moon pie
during the pandemic. I was getting them at the gas station like every other day.
That
does give gas station
snack. Yeah, I can see that.
That checks.
And within like but you know what's also why I wouldn't have never gone over there? My mother was very she didn't like processed snacks, so we weren't allowed to have Twinkies and the motherfucking school teacher is not good for you.
You could go to the corner store and get a snack. Let me tell y'all,
we could go to the corner store, but
this just brings back
grow up on that.
So many memories. When we were living in Beaumont, there was a corner store within walking distance of our house. It might still be there, it might not. I don't know, but this was my corner store snack that I would get every single time. I would go to the corner store and I would get a Star Crunch and a pickle.
Star Crunch is the best though.
You, God damn it, Melissa, you know everything.
She got a Star Crunch yesterday. And on the way when we
needed one because I was trying to catch one at the parade and I never caught one, so I had to get my fix.
See, yeah, that falls in line with all them ho Twinkie ass snacks. You know what I did used to like, and once I got a hold of them, I would devour boxes. Really, but you know what? Let me tell you why I didn't really eat them. Cosmic brownies. Put that on the table. The reason I couldn't get into them type of snacks is because they discontinued now. But my mom would buy the Philadelphia cheesecake bars. Do you know about those?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure my dad loved those. Because he's a sweet tooth kind of man.
Yes, we used to have quality sweets at the house. So that was the other thing. We didn't have ho-hos and that type of shit because my mom was buying like actual sweet treats.
Oh, we stayed with a processed snack. My dad is a sweet man in that way. And so we stayed with a processed snack.
Ghirardelli's chocolate with the caramel. Like that's what I'm saying.
Ghirardelli, bitch. What the fuck? You fancy
my
ass.
parents were old and my mom didn't want that processed ass bullshit.
Imagine we're coming to your house as kids. Hey, Mecca, do you have any snacks? I got some Ghirardelli chocolate. Like, shut the fuck up. I want some Cheetos.
And the motherfucking Linden, the truffles, bitch. My mom used to keep a bag of the Linden's truffles.
That is so grown.
I've been 65 my whole life. I don't want no motherfucking Twinkies.
They got some pecans in the back row.
I love the. Bitch, them pecans is good as hell. Just a straight pecan.
Ew,
A buttered pecan.
pecans. We had a pecan tree in our house in Beaumont too. I hate
when they
pecans,
sugared like
though.
they do them in the ice cream. Just
Disgusting. They taste like the tree they came off of.
they're nuts. Well, I eat a lot of nuts.
Nah, they taste like bark and dirt.
Well, then they're not the sugar kind. That's not what I'm talking about.
Bitch, goddamn it, do a pecan grow out the tree sugary? Or do you sugar
like
it?
cashews?
No.
We used to eat a lot of chocolate covered cashews too. Ugh.
I only like almonds.
I'm not a big almond girl.
I like a pistachio.
Yes. I think it's because you like to crack shit open. Because the way my mama would sit there and crack pistachios open.
Or a sunflower seed. That's real country.
That's ghetto. Yeah.
Oh. I had them on the drive.
Shout out to my cousin Diane. She used to braid my hair growing up. She eats sunflower seeds like you. And this is such a throwback when she had like the house computer. Bitch, she would have that desk and she'd be on that computer doing what she was doing. And I say that pile of sunflower seeds go up.
Let me tell you something.
A cigarette right here.
Like, it is kind of a...
It can get real quick with the sunflower
I don't
seeds.
think I've ever seen sunflower seeds outside of the hood necessarily. Or they play baseball.
Yeah.
Because it's like it almost helps with like
It's
ticks,
a
I feel
stem.
like.
It's a stem. So
you got to put a wad
me
in your
tell
cheek
you.
like it's chewing tobacco.
Let me tell you something. If you like sunflower seeds, if you like to chew ice, you like to chew a lot of gum, look, you might be a little tism. Because it's a stem.
Our stems down. What's your favorite stem?
I go through phases with my stems. Because sometimes I'll just like, if it's a popular phrase at the moment, I have to say it all the time.
Yeah, you don't stop.
You know that.
I just ignore you.
Yeah, I'll have to like repeat it over and over again. Or I don't really have anything. I'll chew a pack of gum straight.
Yeah, you ate a whole pack of gum on the way. I was driving and I'm like, did this?
Because once it lose flavor, I'm
like, she's insane.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then I go through phases with like the type of nuts or type of little snacks I eat.
What kind of nut you like?
I'm a big fan of cashews. I like a different type of nut. Thicker nut. Nut needs to be cleaned though. I don't like a nut that's dirty. I like to drink my nuts with my water.
You know what? And that'll be the end of that.
I want to taste the fruit that you're eating in the nut.
Please!
I don't want to taste no lean nut. All them boy drugs.
I'm gagging. And not in a good way.
Okay, I'll stop.
Because I know you had about 3 more.
It was going to get disgusting. All right.
Filthy.
We can keep going.
I'm trying to think of the stems that I do. I honestly have to ask my siblings. They clock me more than I clock myself.
Yeah.
But I am a nail picker and a nail biter. I have been my entire life, and I don't think I ever will stop. I fidget my fingers a lot. I never stop moving my hands. Like,
my mom doodles. Like, when I say, like, I grew up, you know how everyone used to send letters a lot? She would have the envelopes. She would just sit there and doodle on all the envelopes and draw these boxes. I can see the way she does them to this day. Just like she used to just draw boxes.
Interesting. Another thing I do is I curl my toes up like this in a ball.
What does that have to do with anything? What does that help with? I
don't know. I've just been doing it since I was a little kid. And when I stand up straight, my feet be in a fist. I stand in a fist. It just brings me comfort. I don't know what it is. Like, you don't realize the things that you do, but it's like I have so many pictures of my feet just curled up like that. I don't know. I'm doing it right now. It feels so good. It's just, I am a monkey. I can pick up damn near anything with these toes.
Yo, okay, so I don't know why my mom did this. My mom is big on picking things up with her feet. I can pick things up with my feet. Like, I can pick relatively
I can damn near write with my feet. I'm so talented. Yeah. I'm a monkey.
I literally...
I'm just your average monkey.
Oh, it's getting real.
It got racialized.
I was going to racialize. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know. I think that being able to write with your feet is a level of ambidextryism.
Interesting. I can't do it with my left, though.
I can somewhat write with my left. It looks like a baby, though.
I feel like I get stupid with my left. I just be...
Yeah, you can't hold the
I don't
pen.
even know how to think.
Yeah, like that side of your brain is not strong.
Yeah, well,
Well,
don't be talking about my side of brain.
I mean, if you can't do it, you can't do
That
it.
don't mean that. You just made that up.
I know your right side is controlled by the left side of your brain, and your left side is controlled.
But that don't mean my other side of the brain ain't strong.
That is what it
All
means.
sides of my brain is strong.
Right with your left hand right now.
Bitch, now I learn. Now I got to learn because you ain't finna just be talking about my right side of brain.
It's not strong.
It's strong. I could do so many things.
Who push up?
Bitches can write with they left all of a sudden. Yeah, you ain't got no strong brain. My brain is so strong, I can imagine anything I want.
Same.
Bitches want to be me so bad.
Same. I was literally doing it when we were in the car yesterday.
What was you imagining?
When the song. Oh shit, now I'm telling you.
What?
Jesse Powell when the song
You?
was on? Yeah.
Well, what the hell was you just about to sing? Find the words, baby. Find them. There's some words in there somewhere.
I can't find the tune.
You can't find the tune, the words,
I can't
the
find
melody.
nothing.
You just got thoughts.
But I just have thoughts in
So what would you imagine? Yourself getting married?
With a man, dancing to that song. And that's why I was like...
Well, what man would you imagine that thought to?
I don't know if I want to talk about the man.
Oh.
I don't want to really...
It was a real man or not a fictitious man?
You know, when you were doing, I had to stare out the window for a second and daydream and imagine me in my dress and what I possibly be wearing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's why he was quiet.
I got when we was talking. I got real quiet. I had to. What you say? Watch a movie. I had to watch a movie right quick. Yes, I like this. I like this. And then tap back into the conversation.
I often imagine myself with men, but sometimes I create the man in my head.
I do that too.
It's fun, like, and I just make them.
No, I do
make a man. I wish I could do that in real life.
Put him in the machine. But what you
I would make the most perfect man ever. Everybody would be so jealous of my man if I could make him in a machine.
I don't want y'all to be jealous of my man because then y'all will want my man, and I don't really.
They'd be jealous of me, but he'll be the perfect man, so it'd be nothing that they could do about it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's okay. If my man not finna go, you can definitely.
You know what I mean? You're just gonna have to want him. He's so sexy and funny and amazing, and he loves me down.
And only me. Only wants me. He's only attracted to me.
Exactly. He wouldn't even
and
see
spiritually and emotionally.
What a dream! And he would let me do whatever I wanted to do.
And he would let me do whatever.
That's my dream. A man who would just let me be me. Oh, please don't ever pretend like I'm annoying you.
I'll be honest. People don't act like I'm annoying them, but I can't figure out if they act like I don't or if I'm just so aloof in that way that I don't notice. Because I'm because I'm definitely big on. I can tell when people don't want me in the room, and I don't like feeling like that.
What does that feel like? Let's get into the social awareness because a lot of people lack it.
Social what?
Awareness.
A
lot of people will just sit there and act
awareness.
a fool. Like, you don't feel the feeling that's in the air ruminating.
And they're going to get mad at me. But old parents, that was kind of a thing. I was taught social awareness, seriously. You know, we don't teach the kids that anymore. We don't teach them manners. Hello, goodbye, excuse me, hold the door open if you're a man. Darrington holds the door open to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like certain cues, but then also to just kind of be also since my parents are old and we live in California, a lot of white people, that level of social awareness, which let's get a pause. I know that Black people, especially those raised in Black spaces, call back to last week, have a certain level of social racial awareness
immediately,
because my ex, obviously raised by like his white father predominantly, did not have the same blinkers around white people that I did. In terms of they're staring at us weirdly. Let's get the fuck. Like it just didn't go on. And it's like that is also another layer of social awareness. So it's like and my parents are old, so it's so heightened.
Yeah.
Like their birth certificates say Negro. Their social awareness around white people is different than even I would say ours.
There was a time growing up, and I think gotten a little bit lost in this, where parents would look at you and say, "You're getting on everybody's goddamn nerves. Go sit down somewhere." And
Remember
even
when that
though
lady
it would
got
be a
on
little
TikTok?
bit spicy.
Remember when the lady got on TikTok and she said, "Teach your kids not to be annoying," and everyone was trying to jump her?
And I said, well, listen,
hold on.
some of your kids are fucking annoying. And I can say that. Why? Because I was probably an annoying kid.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, well, because you have a kid, you probably...
As an annoying child, I was also entertaining. So sometimes I was able to overstay my welcome.
Say, the thing is, my mom also taught me that. Like, I was definitely the girl in church who I would sit around and listen to the old ladies gossip. Mm-hmm. My mama told me, "You want to stay seated, be quiet.
You better shut that up.
Be quiet as church mouse."
Yeah.
She said, "You're not a grown people person.
If you were going to overstay your welcome."
And then there was another girl my age.
Talk too much.
They would always be like,
"Get your ass out of here. All the grown folk business."
And they would, I almost said her name. She would say, "You see how she got sit down? And you see how you were sitting there acting busy? Oh, bitch, I'm good for acting like I'm occupied and I ain't drawing." Bitch,
just listening to all that good tea.
And look, my auntie Jetta, shout out Jetta, used to be like, "Look at Mecca acting like she ain't listening."
And still got to pretend.
And would still let me sit there because I was, and look, I wouldn't break character. I wouldn't, look, Mecca, I ain't listening to you, Jetta. I'm trying to hear what the hell they talk about.
Yeah, shut up so I can
Girl,
get back to listening.
Get back to what the hell y'all was saying.
Yes, there's an art. And one thing that I have gotten really, really good at, and I don't know what to blame for this, but I think I'm going to have to use my ADHD.
Okay.
I think my ADHD has given me a superpower. Because I have this thing where I need to be stimulated. Like some people get overstimulated, and I feel that too, but I get understimulated a lot. So I think it's allowed me to adapt. And so my superpower is I could be talking to you, listening to a conversation here, and listening to music over there.
Yeah.
I have a couple of different ears and brains. My ADHD has given me such great powers. I will be like, keep talking, but I want you to know I'm tapping into this conversation right here because I need to gather some points. And then I'll know when to check back into this conversation to answer your question so that I'm locked in. I've gotten so good at it where I don't even break. I just be... But those who really know me well, really only my siblings can really clock when I've started to tune out.
And when I'm...
Because it'll just start to get I just start looking a little stupid in the face. It just starts to get a little muted. All of a sudden, my face looks flat. I don't know how to explain it.
You probably just
that eye starts to kind of just fall to the side. Sometimes I have to knock myself in the head to get that eye back in the right place. Sometimes that eye just start to wander. It gets a little lazy and it just start to roll to a certain place. And then, yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
I'll just do the
We're going to take a break. And we're back.
But back to children being annoying.
Yes.
I think we should.
Who's the most annoying kids? I'll tell you.
That I know or like ever?
In general. Let's get racial.
Oh. I was so get out my brain. I was going to get racialized. I was going to give an intro to getting racialized, but I was going to.
Let's just disclaimer it so we can not be in trouble too much. So what I'm about to get into is racism. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be a little racist, so that is your fair warning. However,
can black people be racist or are you going to be prejudiced?
Clock that. Every section of kid, as far as racial groups, are bad in their own different way.
Yes.
So I'm going to break down how different races and groups of kids are bad.
Can I just instantly say something that made me think, since we're bringing up race? Growing up in California, the way that little Mexican kids would be in Ross, tearing them toy sections up. The way my mama used to be, get your ass over
I have
here.
So much experience. Specifically, what has given me such insight is actually when I used to work at Avis Rental Car, because I dealt with so many people and so many different children, and I am an observant person, and I'm always trying to like people watch.
It trickles down from like your overall cultural practices, how you guys see familial units, And then who is rendering the children within those familial units.
Exactly. It's also, there's an element of the badness, because I truly believe all children are bad, and they should be. That's my hot take.
Be.
That is my hot take. I hate a well-behaved kid sometimes.
Well, I was
Get up!
No, I was well-behaved.
Oh, boring.
Darrington wasn't. He was bad enough for the both of us.
I guess it evens out. But I just can't stand. It's not that I can't stand. It's just like, I'd be like, that baby want to get up and wreak havoc so bad. Let that baby go. That baby's in restraint.
I remember running into adults like you when I was a kid, because again, I was like really well behaved, and they'd be like, "Don't you want to just
like, are you all right?"
And I'd be like, "No, I'm good."
When you see kids like that, I just be wanting to give them some sugar. Here's a lollipop.
You want to hear something?
Get up!
I was at my Aunt Lila's house one time, and I wasn't allowed to watch movies that were PG-13, and I was like 6, and they turned on The Nutty Professor, and I was like, I'm not allowed to watch this.
Oh, hell no. And you a snitching ass kid.
They were so blown. They was like,
bitch,
well, why would you tell us? Now we have to change it. We can't watch it now. They were so mad at me.
You were one of those?
I was like,
excuse me.
Literally, excuse me.
With your fucking glasses.
Excuse me.
My mama said we can watch this. It's bad.
And then whenever I would go to my daddy's side of the family house,
we don't give a damn. Anytime they was doing something we ain't supposed to do, turn it up.
Literally. Oh, girl, if you can't watch it, don't watch it then. Turn your back.
Listen, yeah. Okay, so now let's get into badass kids and their races. So black kids, the type of bad that black kids are is always so incredibly funny to me, because they are literally just old black people. They act like old black people, and it's always so funny watching them get in trouble, because it's like, that ain't nothing but your baby.
Right.
Over that cussing. Where you think they learned all that cussing from?
Because the sentences.
Because they said it right.
They used the context.
They used it so perfectly right, and they'd be like, "Yeah, that's just you." So black kids be acting bad, but it's because we do be acting grown, because we be surrounded by grown folks all the time. So that's the type of badness that black kids have, and it's always so damn funny to me. And I'd be like, "Oh, that baby just grown," you know.
Right.
White kids. Oh, now white kids. There's a couple of different types.
Okay.
Now, white children, they have the I'm about to scream, bitch, until you get me what I want. That's the first type.
Okay, yeah.
Them screamers, I mean, they scream, baby.
Yeah.
They scream and cuts up, and I'm talking about flailing, falling out.
And that's scary to me.
And I'd be like,
because I'm also like, I don't want you to hurt yourself.
Get up.
Yeah.
And the parents will just sit there like this.
Hey guys.
And I'll be looking at them like, you don't see that goddamn baby crying and screaming and flailing? Oh, he cuts up at home because we're in public.
He gets down. He don't play.
And then there's the other little white kids that disappear. They just be wandering. They said, baby, I'll be back.
And to my point about the Mexican kids, in their way, they just want to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't care at what expense.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to go in Ross and open the toys. Who gives a fuck? I'm just here to have fun.
This is mine.
This is mine. I'm not going to take it with me. I know I can't steal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a thief.
Yes.
I just want to have some fun for a little second.
Indian kids, bad as shit. And let me tell you, they'll start messing with your shit. Girl, I don't even know. They'll come over here and look at you dead in your face. Why did you take that? And I look at that parent be like I don't know. I don't know what to do either. And I'll be like, God damn it,
get the baby.
When I was working at Avis, there was this one customer I had. They was Indian. They came every week. I was very familiar with them. And I would just be praying that they didn't bring their badass child with them every time. And he came every time. He had to be about 8. Real prime time bad.
Yes.
Do you know that this little boy opened our office door? Like there was, separated, like the front and then like the side where we're behind the counter. He opened that door. Next thing I know, he's sitting next to me and started typing on my goddamn computer. I looked at his daddy. Daddy looked at me like, I said, get your ass from around here. And guess what he did? Got his ass from around there.
Sometimes
Get your ass out of here.
You just need a bark sometimes.
And it's okay. And we've gotten away from correcting children. Now,
hold on, because don't nobody want their kids to be correct. Don't nobody want to correct them.
And I'm a gentle parent.
But gentle parent is not passive parenting.
And that's what they don't understand.
Because let me tell you, there were several times with little moms, especially like you have the baby, but I was into the teenage angst. I got her when she was 12 to 14, and I watched I watched the angst setting. I watched the attitude marinate.
I love that for her though.
No, it was so funny because it was like my karma.
I can't. It's weird because, like I said, I believe that children should be bad appropriately. Mm-hmm. There's an appropriate amount of badness, right? I can't wait for the moment Noah gives me his first teen attitude. I might smile because I'll be like, yes, my son, just like me, attitude for no reason at all. Rolling the eyes, sucking the teeth, talking back. My Shayla.
Lil Mom talked back a few times, and I was like, I'm not having that. The 65-year-old within me really came out, and
who the hell is you talking to?
Shut the fuck up! Stop talking to me. Like no, I was like, because we not about to do this, and so then it got to the point where the under the breath, and now you. And then,
what was that?
and then now you in your room, and y'all can hear. You say whatever the hell you want in your room.
Were you a attitude-filled teen?
Yeah, somewhat. So that's why it was more so fun. Like it would be like she would do it, and then I'd go in my room and laugh. Like, but I would be irritated, obviously, when she was doing it. But it would just be like,
who, your mom?
No, me.
Oh.
I would like, especially right before she moved, everything was just so extra. Because, now we're coming into boys and the hair and it's like everything is so. And I remember being there when like everything is on 10, like your hair not being correct is like the end of the world.
It is to this day.
I mean, she's stressing and like, well, baby, we got to leave in 5 minutes and I don't care if your hair is done or not. So now you're bringing the whole fucking bathroom in the car with you because you're trying to figure it out while I'm driving. Now it would just be like, oh my God. Jeez.
I love teenagers. I think they're the funniest
I think it's so
group.
funny, but then it's like you do have to correct them.
Yeah, it's funny watching teens just interact with each other because it's like I remember also being there and thinking to myself, "Bitch, I'm so fucking grown."
I'm hurt.
And I love when kids think they're grown because it's like you should. Like it's just so funny. Like you ever listen to kids' conversations?
So that's
like,
my
what
thing.
The hell are y'all
I
talking
have
about?
no problem with children acting a certain way amongst children. I absolutely do think we are losing the recipes in terms of how children need to act in front of adults. There's no way your child should feel comfortable cussing and speaking in a certain manner around the adults.
It'd be like, oh,
wait, hold on. Adults in the room. And so that's why I'm saying when I would walk past her room and I would be in my room or she was on the game and I would hear her curse, I'd act like I did it because I'm not in your presence and you're doing your thing and you're in your space right now.
Right.
But when she would hear me walk up, that language changed real quick. I feel like that's the dynamic we need to have because we're not. I know there's this whole thing of like kids are humans too, and I respect you as a person. But I am the authoritarian here, and that isn't that at all. That conversation that was happening. Remember last time we were traveling, where the grandfather was taking the child to church, and the church baby didn't want to go, and the mom was trying to tell the granddaddy, "Don't take her to church." And it's like, well, you sent her for and the granddaddy said, "We'll come get her." And the mom was acting mad about that. When I say that was my people down, but I had a mom who was also respectful of other people. Like that was the one rule. We had the house that everyone wanted to come to because Mama had the snacks.
I was gonna say we had that house.
We had the house, but
we also had all the games.
We had exactly all the things, and then we had the dedicated space. Like you had the basement. We had a big, spacious living room and our own rooms. But the rule was, if you was gonna spend the night Saturday, you had to go to church on Sunday. So I will say, a lot of our friends opted not to spend the night on Saturdays because they didn't want to.
Trying to go to y'all church.
I'm trying to go to church, which my mom respected. But but she also would stay on 10 toes. If you're going to sleep here on Saturdays, we're going to church on Sundays. So it's like you can't tell people what they're gonna do in their house, especially if they kids. Which like you can't dictate what people gonna do in their house. I really believe that. So, like just to that situation, it's like if you're gonna drop your child off with a grandparent and leave for the summer, you can't tell that grandparent.
Yeah, because we sure was over at Mount Olive.
I was gonna say, and the thing is, no kid wants to go to church. Like that's the thing. It's like, oh, she said she didn't want to go to church. Well, duh. I didn't want to go to church either. And I was a well-behaved child. I would rather have not been in church. But, I was experiencing that same thing with little moms.
I don't feel like it.
I don't give a fuck. Because that's what I'm doing on Sunday. And I'm not leaving you here alone. So what are we supposed to do? Who finna watch you? You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna go drop you off with another adult right now. That don't make no sense.
There's an element of Blackness and Black culture that I think we have to maintain, which is the relationship of parents to parents. And I see it kind of being lost because we've lost the element of community. Something that my parents were very, very, very strict on was, you're not going to anybody's house that I don't know, number one, and I have not spoken to their parents. There was a whole sleepover thing that we couldn't really do. But once we got to an age where they're kind of like, okay, I think you're able to kind of handle yourself essentially, it was still very much like, I need to know them parents. And it got to a point where it was only about 2-3 houses I could really go to. Yeah. And their parents were so similar to my parents, especially Autumn. Like, her parents are like so very similar to my parents that like, shit, I was getting in trouble by her parents. Yeah. I had made a video about that. Like, have you ever gotten yelled at by your friend's parent? It hits differently. Like, oh my God. Or like vice versa. Your mom has yelled at your friends. And it's like, I don't know, bitch. You really in the family if you can start getting yelled at. I don't know.
Darrington and Seth. I mean, and obviously they're roommates now. Yeah. They go everywhere now. But they've been like that since they were kids. And like, child, we all used to get in trouble.
You should never be scared and this is why I say it's a Black thing, because you should be scared about correcting certain white kids, because that might end up in a whole different But in Black culture, we can correct other people's kids. Now there's a level. Now you can't just go around popping kids. Now that's correct. Yeah. Now we is not in 1960 no more.
I was gonna say that
because they sure used to do that.
That's a different time.
Yeah, that's a different time. If when Noah get of age and all them kids running around my house, because I always wanted to be the house where the kids congregate, because I just love watching kids just do. They're just so funny.
Well, I was gonna say
I'm gonna be that mom.
Given that was my house, I loved that we loved being. Because we weren't in the streets. We was at the crib. My mom, and it's just like, when you provide a safe space for your child and their friends to congregate, you can really, my mom would keep a handle on
what your kid doing.
On what your kid is doing.
Hello?
And the levels at which they get in trouble. Because I'm not going to say, in California, the whole weeds. It comes around eventually around high school and then.
Yes.
My mom wasn't oblivious to us by that pool and what we was doing. But what was she was saying? Y'all are trying to hide it. You aren't outside. You can't get in trouble. You're in the backyard. All this stuff.
And that reminds me, and I have to get on my bald-headed daddy's ass one more time because that's my life's goal. My parents are weed smokers. That's what they do. They love that ganja down. When I was in high school, now this is not going to make a lick of sense, but it just is what it is. Why did I put a wad of grass in my pocket? I don't know. I did weird things. I was kind of a little cuckoo. I grabbed a big wad of grass and I put it in my pocket. Later on, those jeans got washed. You see where I'm going? Yeah. It turned into a nug of some sort. My dad washed those jeans and brought it to me. He was like, what is this? And I said, crazy you ass. So one day I was outside and I grabbed a wad of grass and I put it in my
you a motherfucking lie.
And I was like, and obviously as a weed smoker, he's looking at it like, this looks like a nug. He keeps sniffing it, trying to smell the weed. And he was just like, it's because I wash it. He did not believe me. He did not, he wanted it to be weed so bad. So I just told him it was weed because I'm like, is that what you want to hear? And I got in trouble. And I was just like, I don't even smoke weed. I didn't smoke weed until college, daddy. Crazy. Just saying. I'm like, and then mind you, in my head, I was thinking, and I wanted to say this so goddamn bad to him. So now I'm going to say it. Nigga, you smoke weed. Why the hell would you be mad if I'm smoking weed? You started smoking at 11. At least I'm 15.
Well,
so
it's because he didn't want you.
Yeah, by humbug.
I will say, if a watergrass is like,
it doesn't make
brother,
sense.
It's
it
a watergrass.
Does not make sense. But it's one of those times I wasn't lying. I was so truthful that time.
Well. Let's spin it. This is our segment called Spin It. Now, here's a disclaimer. Jamila and I are not PR professionals, but we did study communications in undergrad, and we love the hustle. We love the bustle of spinning your nasty, messy, salacious stories. So don't forget to email us at unhingedimoralpod@gmail.com if you have any situations that you want us to put a PR spin on. Now, remember, this advice may be unhinged and immoral, but it will get you out of your pickle. So what do we have?
Hi, Mecca and Jamila. My story isn't really messy, and there may or may not be a few grammatical errors because I dropped out of college like 5 years ago, LMAO. So I've been dating this guy on and off since about August of last year. He's a 27-year-old white male, and I'm a 24-year-old female. When we first started dating, everything seemed fine until he got a new job and had to relocate. He only moved 2 hours away from me, so I didn't mind making the drive all the time. By the way, I always make the drive to him because I live with my dad. After a month of us trying to long distance, he started acting strange and broke up with me. He told me he felt like he wasn't treating me right emotionally and it wasn't fair to me, which I understand, but I was truly hurt. A few weeks after we started trying to talk again, I hung out around his family for Christmas and we were back together like nothing happened. A week later, his ass broke up with me again and I was just over it and stopped talking to him after that. A few weeks later, I was going out, got drunk and sent him a text. We've been seeing each other again, but I just feel like our good time will end soon again. I guess I just want to know, should I continue talking to him or just end things? You know the answer to that, baby, but we could get into it if you want.
Well, it seems like this person's just familiar. This white man is just familiar. And if you want to fuck with him and let him be familiar from time to time, I don't see a problem with that. Like, who doesn't dibble and dabble and go back and forth with their ex for a couple years?
Oh, I don't.
Oh.
I'm not a dibbler or dabbler. I'm not a...
Well, okay, let me rephrase this. Well, this was her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't go back and forth with boyfriends, but let me say I will go back and forth for years with a, you feel me? With a little ooh-wop. I've been known to keep ooh-wops around for like decades at this point. So
that don't feel crazy to you?
No, because if we never had anything, if we never like in an actual relationship, it's just like the same reason she keeps going back to him is familiar.
You don't get like over it, like bored?
I mean, when I'm over it, I'll go get an actual boyfriend. And that's what happens.
But then you go back.
When me and my actual boyfriend break up. Like me and the very first green and white boy went back and forth for years. He even came to homecoming one year. It was very good. That after tailgate dick was really good.
There's
but I'm not talking to him right now.
Well, that would
he
indicate the on
tried
and off.
to DM me, and I was just like, I don't feel like doing this right now. But it's no beef. It's just like, you know, when you go back and forth with someone so much, it's like, are you available to go back and forth right now? It was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, okay. Well, then we're probably gonna have different.
No, I think she should leave this man alone.
Okay. But you just said it was cool for her to dibble and dabble.
If she wants
she's
to.
Familiar.
But he's 2 hours away. There's not even like...
I feel like you're too emotionally attached.
Yeah.
I feel like she's too emotionally attached because she's getting upset and hurt. And she's also getting her hopes up that this is going to be a thing. And it's very clear that he doesn't want to be with you in a long-term way. That's why he keeps dropping you off. And I hate to break the news to you. I don't know if this is news breaking, but like it's because of other women. He's just trying to not hurt your feelings. What do you mean? He told you that it was because he wasn't going to be there emotionally for you? That bitch is lying. A nigga is a nigga. I don't care if he's white.
Oh, I was going to say, well, he's not a nigga.
You know, a nigga as in boy.
Well, yes.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing but an old white nigga.
Well, no.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, in colloquially speaking, nigga can be a black, it could be a man. So I was speaking in the colloquial
I understand.
terms.
That cracker.
That, but you know,
is lying to you.
So for me, so Mecca gave you her on and off.
Well, no, I think you should leave him alone. I think he's yo-yoing your feelings, and it's not even convenient because he's 2 hours away. Now, what I was giving her knowing that, should I leave him alone or I feel like it's going to end soon? If you're aware of that, you might be emotionally aware enough to be like, maybe I want to fuck with him until it ends. I don't know. I mean, because I've done that.
Once
before.
you start asking the question,
yeah,
you've answered it,
which is fair.
It's like once you start having any sort of doubt of that sort, where you're having concerns, doubts, just go ahead and understand that that's your intuition speaking, and you've experienced it before. It's like, and I guess for me, the reason that I don't really double back and I don't really entertain people that I've once talked to before is because it didn't serve me the first time. So why is it going to serve me now? Like there are, like my little Hampton boo, like for that situation.
I was going to say, you definitely be liking to go dip.
But he's like the only person because we didn't really have an ending. We kind of just separated because of.
Well, that's literally what I'm talking about.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Mecca.
it is.
You be talking to people on and off if any goddamn reason. Please.
We never.
Please.
No.
That is not.
That is, Jamila.
Now.
Who
Don't
are
make
you talking about?
All of them.
Who is all of them?
Whichever ones you dibble and dabble with.
What I'm saying is that we talking about the same thing.
No, we ain't.
Actually have an ending. I just went off and started doing something else.
But we don't just dibble and dabble. We don't even. I'm not.
Talk on a regular basis.
No.
Oh. Well,
I'm saying
like the
I would be open to doubling back with him at some point because I know there was never any bad blood. Number one specifically, but also. I literally just stopped talking to him because I moved away versus we interacted with each other and it just didn't work out. I'm not doing that with anybody. It's like, it didn't serve me the first time. And I also want to experience new people. And like I said, I get bored.
No, child. Sometimes a man knows how to fuck. And you just gotta,
I don't care.
Well, okay.
There's always going to be a new man.
There can always be a new man, but sometimes you don't be feeling like finding a new man. Sometimes you right there in that moment, I can't go meet someone new right now. I need somebody in the call log.
There are toys that can do that.
I got that too. Sometimes you need someone with a pulse.
It is different.
Okay.
But
that Rose gonna do what she need. Rosa gonna do what she need to do every time. You feel me? It was like you gonna lose sensation. Bitch, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I don't give a fuck. Okay. But sometimes you need something that you can feel the warmth, the blood pumping, girl.
And so you'll just hit up.
If I need to hit someone
maybe
up,
it's my pride also.
I think,
but I don't care.
I was gonna say I'm not hitting up people who I have bad blood with. I don't keep men around who I feel like did me. We're talking about similar situations in terms of I backed up, and also it's a lot of me. So I would say I went and got a man, so I backed up off of you.
So you be the problem, is what you're saying?
Well, yes. If I need to back up, I don't mind backing up, and niggas don't be going nowhere, no way.
So you're the problem. Now we've gotten
to
the meat and the root of the issue. It's you. I mean, you be doing these boys dirty, Mecca.
What is dirty?
Now, if you have to ask, what did I say?
What is dirty?
You be
what
lying?
What this boy did to her? That's some.
I was gonna say you can't even.
Mixed shit. That's some mixed shit.
I just can't be there.
But I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have. I wouldn't have lied. I would have said we live 2 hours away. You wouldn't have said I just can't right now. I'm telling you what I would have said.
So if you was, but
if I was in a situation,
if you was in that situation, right?
Yeah.
And say the 2 hours was a thing, but it was really because you was dating some other boy who had your attention. Would you tell him another boy has my attention?
Well, I don't got to tell my left hand with my right hand.
And that's what I said.
I'm even dating.
That's what he did.
I'm even dating the other person because you're 2 hours away.
Right.
That is genuinely a reason. We're not in each other's face no more. So I met someone 2 hours away where I'm at.
I'm just not gonna tell you the second part of the sentence.
I'm not. Why would I tell you that though? Why would that? I feel like, and this is what we be telling the girls. That's implied. Mm-hmm. That part is implied. I don't have to tell you.
Right.
Especially considering now that he's single, you're single. Y'all are not in a relationship. Mm-hmm. So he does not have to tell you what he's doing. Mm-hmm. You don't have to tell these niggas what you're doing. Mm-hmm. I'm serious about this. I'm being dead the fuck right now.
Yeah, no.
And if this was
I agree. I don't really tell.
We're not exclusive. Unless you have a conversation about exclusivity, you don't owe anyone a bitch ass thing. I stand on that. I believe that. I live by that. Okay? Yes. Now, If
An
this was,
exclusivity clause is important.
it's important. It's
that verbal agreement has to be stated.
It has to be
it's
stated.
Like, I'm not going to assume that.
And I'm not going to assume that.
I will
so
not
on
ever
the flip,
assume that unless
I
it
don't
is.
assume, if I haven't had the conversation with you, I don't assume you're not talking to other bitches, so that could never
Yeah.
surprise me, shock me,
And
hurt
actually,
me.
I
I
assume you do.
are talking to other bitches.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, okay, if this was me, it's clear he's talking to other bitches here.
Mm-hmm.
Would I have done the whole emotional thing? No, because I do feel like that piece, that's where you get into the toxicity, the manipulation, all that.
Right. Because then she's going to start to think, what can I do?
What did I do? No.
Oh,
Let's
girl.
be serious. I moved away. This is now a long distance relationship.
I don't feel like doing 2 albums.
I'm not interested
and
in
also,
that.
bitch, I ain't gonna lie to you. You crazy for always driving 2 hours. I know it's because you live with your daddy, but bitch, he could have drove out there to take you on a date or something.
A hotel,
something.
Be the motherfucking $100.
You driving 2 hours every
grown
single goddamn
people?
time to him? No. Mind you, I'm not opposed to traveling for a man.
No, I'm not either.
But like every single
time, no.
Girl.
He don't fuck with you like that.
Yeah.
And you should have known that when he was driving. And I know you live with your dad. I know that's why you said that. But he didn't offer to, like, hotels, Airbnbs, or under $100, like something.
Even a midpoint. Damn.
Y'all could have done a trip. Y'all could have. No, he don't fuck with you like that. But like I said, I just would have been like, I'm not saying I'm not interested in a certain aspect of a relationship is enough. It's enough. I'm not interested in a long distance relationship. I don't feel like you got to pry that. I don't have to tell you.
And
anymore.
I don't know. Now is the time for you to be the one to. Why do you keep letting him drop you? Girl, drop him.
I was going to say, you at the perfect time when you talking, I would ghost him.
Yeah.
But see, that's the talk. That's what they talking about. I'm the problem. I would ghost. But given y'all history, I think it's appropriate for you to ghost him.
I feel like
cold turkey.
I feel like ghosting is not problematic when you don't have rapport. Like if y'all just met or like whatever, you've only been talking for so long, who cares about ghosting? But like since they have so much rapport, I don't think ghosting is going to be as successful. I feel like it's going to create a thing versus you just saying, I'm not interested at this time. Like he keeps doing your ass. Stop letting him get that one up on you. That white man. Ah!
I would block his number.
Okay.
I will say, I'm going to tell my tea. I am very big on what you're talking about. So
ghosting?
Not just the ghosting, but the one up. Like in that way, I am prideful. Like you got one time to tell me that we're not going to do this. So like with the green and white boy, he got a girlfriend. He texted me and told me about it. I did not respond to the text message. There's nothing to respond to. You know, like even though you did, like you clearly were expecting a response. The part I have a girlfriend now is all I need to see. I have nothing else to say. So I deleted the thread. So when he DM'd me, I just kept the conversation super short. I said something, he said something back, I didn't respond. Like I'm just really big on like, you got one time to do that. You got one time.
Because he got a girlfriend.
You got one time.
You got one time to get a bitch on me.
You got but this is, and I learned that lesson in college because I do think.
But yeah, because I don't want to be your double back bitch.
I don't want to be the bitch you're in between girlfriends bitch.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I had a situation like that where it was like, oh, I'm the bitch you go to.
Yeah, like every time I'm single, like, yeah.
But I'm never the one that you're thinking to make your girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Fuck that. I'm not that bitch. No,
because that means you don't respect me.
You don't
think
respect
of me.
me.
I'm just a hole. And I don't want to be just a hole.
I'm not just a hole.
I am a woman.
Well, sometimes I'm just a hole.
Oh!
Because sometimes I be treating the men like that too. Sometimes you just a piece of meat. You know, but that needs to be assignment. That needs to be a here. And I feel like that's never going to work if one of y'all feels like, if one of y'all likes the other one more. And in that particular situation I'm talking about, I liked him more. So I said, oh, I like to step the fuck back. No, this ain't gonna work.
That's always the dynamic that's weird. It's like when you realize I like him more than he likes me.
Yeah. I'm super big, especially relating back to this situation, baby, rip the Band-Aid off. Don't try and do a slow burn. That's only going to elongate the situation and hurt your feelings more in the long run. People are so afraid of a Band-Aid rip. And I will say, with my very first boyfriend, when we broke up, Band-Aid rip. My second boyfriend, obviously, I had moved to Baltimore. That was like a fucking 8-month breakup. It was like a slow motion car wreck. When y'all are done, be done. Go through those emotions. Get you your little 3 months of sadness and get the fuck on. Because if you do the 8 months slow motion breakup, bitch, that's now you done turned it into a year of bullshit.
Wasting time. Yeah.
Seriously.
Get over it.
Block his number today. I wouldn't even, and I know Jamila tell me, we have rapport. You need to tell him. Bitch, I would say block his number. This man, you gave us 2 different examples of him telling you he don't want you.
It just doesn't seem like are you happy? Doesn't
exactly.
seem like you are.
And I just feel like a man should only have to tell you he don't want you one time.
Yeah, don't keep
at
this point, it's a humiliation.
I was gonna say, because you about to be, if you let him tell you, you about to be on your 3rd time.
I would never that is oh my gosh, because like I said, I have pride, but also like embarrassment is my biggest fear.
That's why I'm saying you have to block him because he already don't want you. Yeah, girl. Well, Jamila gonna tell you to put a bow on it and tell him why. I'm gonna tell you to block him.
Well, I didn't say all that.
I think she should just block him.
I just said that's just how I
cold turkey
maneuver with people, just because I really don't block people like that, only because this is just my mindset. It may not make sense to everybody else. I don't give a damn. For me, I feel like blocking is for people who harass you, or like, you literally need to allow them to not reach out to you anymore if it's like something like that. But I'm not like I don't block people just because we didn't get along or whatever, because it's like you never know. I don't know. It's just a weird thing with me. I really only block people who I feel like you are harassive and I need to kind of get you out of this.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, if I'm dealing with a guy that is just kind of like there's no longer whatever, I'm gonna let you know how you had me fucked up. If you had me fucked up, I maybe have a kink with getting all of my feelings out. You're gonna hear what the fuck I have to say. I felt some type of way and you're gonna hear me. And that's
I'm okay with I'm one of them too. I do that too. I love to tell people where they had me fucked up at.
Yeah.
But I'm also big on telling them right then and there. I don't like to sit on it.
Yeah, no, not just like, hey, so didn't like this, or I peeped this, I don't like this, da-da-da. I'm kind of good. And just let it be that. Typically, for the most part, I don't have to block you because it's like that was in the conversation. Now, there have been moments where like I've interacted with guys where I'm like, oh, you're weird, I'm going to have to block you. Or it's just like they keep reaching out. But honestly, like a guy can keep reaching out and like, I just won't respond. And I just never feel the need to block. I don't know. Because I also don't want them to find those other means. You know how people say like, oh, I know he likes me because he found me on Cash App. That scares me.
No, I think I also have to have the last word. I like to cut someone out then block them. I don't want to hear a motherfucking thing you have to say. That's a thing. And then like also just, I don't usually like if you have me super duper, it just depends on the situation. But I'm not like, I don't like explaining myself. And I also believe people know exactly where they had you fucked up.
They do.
I don't think the closure, it's closed because I said it is.
Right.
So especially with men and being our age and just, I don't have time for that. You see how we move around. I don't have time for that. I'm trying to call, who I'm trying to call right now and it's communication when we're traveling do be lacking even there. Cause it's like, shit, I really can't. Like I can't. So it's like, I'm not finna go back and forth. I don't have time like this. I'm just not finna talk to you no more. It's really easy when you actually have real business. Keep yourself busy, girl. The one thing I will say, my mama told me this after my first breakup. Sulking in the house is only going, like, it sounds crazy. It was very cliche, but you need to date again and you need to go get some business and get busy, do some hobbies, be outside, do something. That's what's going to distract you and really make you get over what the hell you got going on.
We're going to take a break. And we're back.
Alrighty, y'all. So we're about to read some of y'all's amazing reviews and comments that y'all leave us on various platforms. We really do like reading these because I like to get feedback. I'm obsessed with feedback. I really do like to know what y'all are thinking, how you're enjoying the episode. If you feel like we can do something better, I want to hear all of those things. So let's get into it. These first ones are from Apple, from Royal Wiz 1920. Hey, y'all. I'm about an hour from Mobile, so hearing Jamila talk about that area is so nostalgic. I love the podcast, and I listen to y'all at work. I just subscribed to the Patreon, too. Yay! Make sure y'all subscribe to the Patreon. Links in our bio. This is from, hold on, I got to zoom. Y'all know my eyes is bad. Kid, whoa. Why is that?
What?
That's a crazy username. That's a little racist, but whatever. I actually stand 10 toes down about this pod. Y'all do such a great job at luring people in. Come through with the unison Medea goes to jail song. LOL, definitely nostalgic. How Jamila was devastated about Michael is how I was devastated when Whitney passed when I was in college in my dorm morning missing class just to tune into her funeral. Beyonce's rendition of Ave Maria at the BET Awards in all white as a tribute to Michael Jackson was just captivating. All of those things.
Remember when Sissy Houston walked in? It was so fucking black, but I said that's what I need at my funeral. They were like, she was in a gold suit and they like carried her in. Me and my mama watched
This is drama. Yeah, that
it
was a good
drama.
It was a good, you know,
it was a good funeral.
Whitney was a church lady, so I knew the funeral was going to be good.
4 hours. Her and Aretha was never ending.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. You're next.
Oh, it's me and Spotify?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to read the Spotify. Simone Taylor said, not the Philly mention, go Birds. Francis with the star where the A is supposed to be said, I was playing in a little league softball game the day Michael Jackson died, and I heard a lady in the bleacher screaming, nah, Michael Jackson can't be dead. Mind you, it's the day before my birthday. I got home and seen the news and I was sick. Not Michael ruined your birthday. I too would feel away because it was like, well, now no one's going to pay attention to me.
Sorry.
Deja O. Williams said, I was crying in the car with my parents listening to the radio. The music stopped and they announced it. I started bawling. Oh, no. I was in the car with my parents listening to the radio. The music stopped and they announced it. I started bawling, crying. Carly said, OMG, I can still remember when Michael Jackson died. MTV and VH1 were playing his videos all day long, and I was obsessed. I immediately downloaded all of his songs on LimeWire. Whoa.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I gave Mama so many viruses with LimeWire and listened to them over and over. Our family went on a vacation to Myrtle Beach a few weeks later, parentheses, which was a big deal at the time because we were poor as fuck. Well, yes. And me and my siblings were allowed to each pick one souvenir. I got a memorial shirt of him at a t-shirt shop and wore it until, well, it cut off. But I'm gonna say you probably wore it until
they got there. I already know exactly what you said because one of my shirts did the same thing. You got to wear it till that
had
face disappeared.
Several Michael Jackson rest in peace shirts, and I wore them till they began to peel.
Yeah.
JXZI6H said, not too much on Philly.
That was
what do we say about
you? Said Philly smelled like crack.
Well, that's what Sierra said they had smelled like crack, and she's from Philly.
I'm just telling you what you said.
That Sierra loves eggs. She said they be blowing crack smoke.
Just telling you what people.
She said it's happened several times in her lifetime in Philly, and she loves Philly. Don't get mad at me because they be blowing crack smoke on the train. Tanisha said, I remember when Michael Jackson passed, and my parents blasted his music for 2 weeks straight. Didn't they all? Didn't all of our parents?
Alrighty, we're on YouTube at Nay138. I fell out when Jamila said, my son is a Cartwright. Miss Savani said, whoever the voice with the audio disclaimer, your voice is so nice. Thank you. And here go Melissa commenting. She fine too.
Hey, Melissa.
I'm screaming. I think that's Melissa, their producer. Yes, ma'am. Shout out to Melissa, our producer.
She's got that announcer voice.
At Niara Zakaya 7956. My son is a Cartwright, has me on the floor.
Yo, that was so fucking. My son is a Cartwright. It was so funny.
At Ruhama Honey. I'm crying at Jamila getting calls about Michael Jackson's death as a teen. I love the podcast. Baby, I was down bad. Y'all don't understand. At the Robertson 1113, Tia and Tamara, perfect example of both. Tia is in community with us. Meanwhile, they are calling Tamara Tamaga. Love the pod. Bring the visuals back to Spotify too. They will be at some point, y'all. We had some technical things on the back end. Spotify has to work out. But, until then, you can watch all the visuals on YouTube. Thank you.
I'm sure Spotify will eventually figure it out.
Yeah, I'm sure it ain't
going to be a forever thing. We just trying to figure this stuff out.
We do.
Well, church announcement. Someone said this in the comments. I love the church announcements at the end.
Yes.
Keep an eye out on both me and Jamila's, whether you follow us on TikTok, Instagram.
What are you looking at?
This camera.
No, you wasn't.
I was.
Oh. I thought you was
I
looking
can't
at the computer.
look at it. That's me. I'm looking at this.
I just seen your eyes do like 3 different points. I'm like,
Well, because
what the hell is she looking at?
No, okay, so you see how this is on my lap. So that's moving. So look. So I was like trying to look here, but I saw it. I was like, what's happening? Keep an eye out. This is gonna drop on Thursday, but we are making an announcement Friday of what we're doing next week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out on our pages.
Yes.
For what we'll be doing next.
What we have coming.
We'll be in Dallas at a couple events.
Mm-hmm. I think we can announce Dallas possibly because today's Tuesday. By Thursday,
we'll be there.
Yeah, so we can announce it. So Dallas will be in Dallas for a fashion show, the Desiree Fashion Show.
We'll be in Dallas for the Desiree Fashion Show.
So that's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be out and about, catch us. I'm sure we'll be out in the streets at some point.
Well, I mean, the day this drops, we'll actually be in Dallas because I'm driving down on Wednesday. You're flying in on Wednesday.
Yep. So we'll be there.
We leave on Friday. Yeah. We're gonna be in Dallas. Basically Wednesday, Thursday, a little bit of Friday. I can't hit that traffic back to Houston. I got to drive. So we're gonna try and head out of Dallas in the morning there. And then the next week we'll be somewhere else. And you guys will find that out on Friday.
Yes, you guys will find it. But you have to make sure you guys are following us. Make sure you guys are following the official Unhinged and Immoral pages. We are on TikTok and on Instagram.
We're on Twitter too.
Yeah. So Unhinged and Immoral Pod on Instagram and on TikTok. And on Twitter is Mec and Mila because too many words
was taken. It was taken.
Too many letters. So yeah, make sure you guys are following us everywhere.
Yeah.
Every Thursday.
Don't forget
clockwork.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon.
Yes. Patreon is very important. That's how we keep the lights on.
That's how we pay everybody.
That's how we pay everybody so that we can do this and make sure this show is continuously being produced and such great quality. You see, we got new mics.
We did get new mics. $100 each, child.
Yeah. These are good.
But they're
good mics because they're heavy. They got a little weight to them.
Weight.
Yeah.
I got a good mic stand Melissa had told me to get with a weight on it. So.
You look like you were jacking off just now. Just by the way. So.
Can they see that?
I don't know. I saw it. Anyways, this has been another amazing episode of Unhinged Immoral. We love you guys so much. Make sure you guys are following along. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Unhinged and Immoral is hosted by Jamila and Mecca.
Produced by Melissa D. Montz and Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lawrence.
Production assistant by Melanie D. Watson.
Music by Audie and Brooklyn Billionaires.
And graphics by Claudia Choi.